The Cavs go on the road starting tomorrow, playing 2 games against Kevin Love's team, the Miami Heat, that's really weird to say, and the Charlotte Hornets. Will the Cavs come away from this road trip with more wins or losses?
Well, we're a horrible road team, so it's very possible that we would lose all of these games. I'm not really sure. I'm going to say that we're on a hot streak, that I think that even though we came off of the break a little cold, I think that was just a blip. And now, judging by the remaining 15 or so games, I think the Cavaliers have a good chance to win 10 at least of those games if they really take things seriously. And I think that starts by playing 2 teams like the Heat and the Hornets that really have no business beating our team. And I understand every team in the NBA has a shot because they're all talented individuals and professionals. But the Cavaliers are now flirting with being a finals contending team. And they're looking for home court advantage, as we stated in the first part of this episode. So if you're going to get that, you gotta win these games. That's what's going to help your cause. So I'm going to say that we're going to get 3 out of 4, even though I'm going to be hopeful that we can get all 4. I just imagine one night things probably they're not going to go our way. And it's a little bit odd to me to be playing back-to-backs back-to-back on the road, so that's going to be an interesting experience too. The first games are going to determine how the second games are going to go, I think, in the end. And as far as Kevin Love, just to mention him, because we're going to get a chance to at least go to where he resides, but it sounds like he will not be playing, which is not a shocker. I think this is something that we talked about when we heard rumor that he could be leaving, and that the Cavaliers didn't mind having him sign with a team like Miami, being a team that could directly contend with us for the playoffs this year. They're not worried about Kevin's ability to improve that team. And that's sad. It'd be great if Kevin could prove them wrong. But the 2 top headlines for Kevin Love are Eric Spoelstra doesn't expect Kevin Love's injury to be long-term. And the other title a day before that was Kevin Love still cold and white hot. So, it's going to be a struggle, I think, for Kevin down there. This is the end of a player's career, most likely. And unfortunately, his body is not cooperating with him, and that's kind of the saddest end. So maybe not. Maybe things will turn around, and maybe this year's just another fluke for him, and next year he'll have a better year. But it's more of the same for Kevin down in Miami, it sounds like. So it'll be a shame that we won't get to see him out on the court with us, or against us. Just be nice to see him play.
It'd be a little weird for me to see him play, because I think he might play the second game. We don't really know. It seemed Chris Fedor had reported that he'll probably be out for this game on Wednesday. And yeah, it is kind of interesting when you see the national media kind of try to break down moves of local teams when, even though I respect a lot of the folks in the national media, they still have not watched as many games or paid attention to as many games, respectively, with these local teams. And a lot of folks were just kind of surprised that the Cavs would let, Love leave in a buyout situation. And a lot of that is the fact that I would say we've recorded 67 podcasts. I would say a good quarter of them, we have addressed the injury issues of Kevin Love. And that is because man gets injured a lot. I mean, he is known to be injured. And especially in this second large-scale contract with the Cavs, he was basically injured for half of it.
We have episode titles about his injuries and about him coming back from injury. So, specific titles. So,
And again, I don't think we've ever wished him ill will. That's just how his career has kind of broken down. I'm hopeful that he does have a little bit of more juice in his career as well, coming into maybe he'll get another solid contract and contribute to another team and kind of leave more on his own terms, which would be awesome to see. To move on to your other point where you were saying that you're thinking that the Cavs might win 3 games, I would love that. I think that from everything that we talked about in this episode, what you laid out at the beginning with the mentality of this team and where they need to move into this echelon of being taken seriously as an Eastern Conference contender, they need to come out of this road trip with at least 3 wins. Anything less than that is kind of sad because Charlotte is not good. So they should beat Charlotte handily. Charlotte is not a good basketball team right now. And I don't even know if their coach and organization, that everything is just not good there. And with Miami's always coached well, but they have people dropping like flies. They're inconsistent because of that. And we should be able to rise to the occasion. And if they want to be taken seriously, if this young squad wants to be taken seriously, they have to beat teams in their home court, on the road, close to playoff time. They have to hit all these checks to really show the rest of the league that they're prepared and, you know, hopefully quench the fever pitch from the Cavs fans that this team is really ready.
Yeah. And, you know, I have a challenge for the Cavaliers on the road, okay? Come out and end the game by the halftime.
Yeah.
Like, come out and have solid 30, 35-point quarters or more so that by the time you go into halftime, you're 70 points, you know, to their 40 points, and you can rest your starters basically for the second half. You know, I want to see them handedly win these games, but then the main guys can take a break. That would be wonderful, because when you play teams that have less, then you should be able to beat them with your backup team. You should be able to beat them with the second string. You know, not for the full game, but let the first string come out in the first half and handle their business. And the second half, take a rest.
I want to see Sam Merrill get actual minutes on this road trip because our starters have overperformed and wiped the floor so well.
Yep. Merrill, Lopez, and Neto. I want to see all these guys get more minutes than they've seen the entire season.
Yeah.
And Danny Green, too. Let's see him get in there, too.
Thank you for listening to the Cavaliers Basketball Club podcast. Let's go Cavs!